This is a 2012 Volt and it has a common issue. The service airbag message is up as well as the airbag light. Additionally, it has a beeping noise it makes periodically while driving. All of this is caused by the passenger occupant detector, which is essentially a scale in the passenger seat, failing. The common fix is to disassemble the seat and put in a new scale. Parts and labor on that tend to be in the $1,000, $1,200 range, so we're going to explore a cheaper home fix for this.
What we're going to do is we're going to install a junkyard seat in this car, which sounds simple, but there's actually a little bit to getting the seat in and out. One thing that's important to know is there's actually an airbag in the seat. So in the side bolster of the seat, there's an airbag. For that reason, we're going to turn the car off and we're going to disconnect the 12-volt battery so that there's no chance of the airbag exploding while we're disconnecting it. Turn on. Battery, huh? Yeah, look at that. Weird.
In the trunk?
Post.
Oh, that's weird.
It's a really weird clamping mechanism on there too. Okay. Okay. There. Now once it's loose a bit, I'm going to switch to my electric ratchet, which kind of takes out a bolt like this that has thread lock on it. So I've already broken it free, and this doesn't have tremendous torque, but it just saves a lot of time on this type of bolt. That's, you can see the blue on there, it's got thread lock on it. This one has a little cover panel that's actually, you have to release the front first and slide it back. Okay, it actually is just caught with two kind of prongs in the front, so there's no more bolts, but there is a big plug under there I'm going to have to be real careful with. It's clipped in many places, so it's easy to get frustrated with plugs and wires and just yank on them, and that's about the last thing you want to do. So I'm going to be real careful unplugging. There. Okay, so this was what I was prying on right here, and it's actually holding the wire to the body of the car. Now with the plug, I've got a clip, I have a finger I've got to depress on the side there, you can see that. So I'll press that. There it is. And, oh boy, that's tough. I might take my glove off so I can feel it better. Okay, I got the plug undone, and I was really careful with this because if you damage this, you're in big trouble. So now I can actually just pull the seat backwards and it is mostly undone. But the last thing I have to deal with is this belt here. So I'll show you how that works. Okay, so here's our last thing to disconnect before we can pull this seat out. There's a little round cover here that I'll pop loose with the small screwdriver. Okay, now I actually have to pop the two halves of this apart. So it's a little confusing that you wouldn't think that comes apart that way. And then this guy comes undone. So there we go. Now we're done back here. We can remove the seat that has the broken scale, and we're going to install our junkyard seat. So I've already unhooked it. Carefully. So the front goes in all the way forward. Looks like my bolt holes are lining up, so I'm all ready to screw these down once I reconnect the plug. So the other end is down in here. Well, I reached under there with my gloves off and cut up my hand, so that's a risk of taking your gloves off, is slicing your hand. But then again, sometimes when you're doing an electrical connection or trying to find where a screw goes, you kind of need your fingers to be able to feel what's in there. So that was maybe a mistake. So I'll put my gloves back on and then I'll continue. Okay, safe again with my gloves on. I'm gonna put these big Torx bolts back in that hold the seat down. Now I'm gonna run those down until they stop with the electric ratchet. And I'll just snug them up with a hand ratchet or breaker bar. Oh yeah. There we go. All right. So this is really the moment of truth. We're gonna see, did this solve our problem? Here we go. Started. And no airbag message. Good. We are fixed. So the $800 to $1,200 job costs $200, and I'd say we've got maybe 45 minutes into it labor-wise. Pretty straightforward. Highly recommended. Now, some people would say, but you have a used part. How long is that used part going to last? These actually tend to fail for moisture. So if this seat we got from the junkyard works now, it will likely continue to work for a long, long time unless it gets doused with moisture by leaving the window down in a rainstorm. So since I don't suspect that'll happen, I think this is a permanent fix for this car.